Hey folks, welcome back to the channel where we would talk about police interactions to make sure you know your rights as a citizen and also understand the legal rules for filming in public. We're highlighting some very important cases today. You'll find links to each creator's channel in the video description. Be sure to subscribe to them, watch their others' videos, and don't forget to subscribe to mine as well. Now let's jump into our first video and we'll talk more later.
Hey, how are you, sir?
Good morning. How are you?
What's going on this morning?
Can I get your name and badge number first?
Sure.
Please? Let me take a step back. You're too close.
Can I get your identification, please?
Why?
Why? Because you're taking pictures of a federal terminal, which is a Homeland Security issue.
Are you Homeland Security?
Yes.
Seems like you're a regular police department.
That's right.
There's something wrong with
Homeland Security is
First
done by
Amendment?
everybody. It's done by everybody. It's the Homeland Security.
Is it a crime to exercise my rights on the public sidewalk?
What? To take pictures of a federal
From the public sidewalk?
transportation terminal is, yes.
From the public sidewalk?
I'm asking for your identification so we can...
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
I'm asking for your identification
And I'm
so we
declining.
know who you are, so we can investigate this further. What's that?
I'm Dave. You didn't want to identify yourself.
I just gave you my name. My name is right here, and my badge number is right here. I told you.
Respectfully, sir, I'm not trying to argue with you, but what if I couldn't read?
What if you can read? My name is Reed, R-E-E-D. My badge number is 4861.
It's just about being professional.
Is that okay?
Yeah, because you
That's
never
professional,
people you come
right?
across.
And I'm asking you for your identification now.
What I'm saying is, people that you come, I'm sure you come across a lot of people.
Right.
You can't assume that everybody could read.
Okay, I got your point.
So to verbalize it,
I got your point, and I just told you.
Professional.
You need to understand that there was a bomb threat here last week.
I didn't know. I'm not from here. I'm a tourist.
Well, I'm telling you.
So I see something that's interesting to me, and I'm
we're
recording
trying
it.
to justify ourselves.
You that there was a bomb threat here last week.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Harassing.
They
said that you were harassing them over there. All right.
You got to investigate.
I'm asking. Well, that's why I'm talking to you.
Protecting yourself from unfair police actions starts with knowing your rights. In the US, you don't have to show your ID unless you've committed a crime or there's a legit reason to suspect you. If a cop asks for your ID and doesn't give a valid reason, you can politely say no. Just remember to stay calm. Getting angry can make things worse and even put you in a tricky spot. If they ask for your ID, ask them why they need it. If their reason doesn't hold up, it's okay to refuse. Make sure to document everything. Record the encounter on your phone or take notes. Grab their name and badge number too. That can be super helpful if you need to file a complaint later. Speaking of complaints, if you think your rights were violated, you can file one with the police department or an oversight board. Include all the details. What happened, when, and who was involved. This helps make sure the situation gets looked into properly. Here's the rundown. Stay cool, stand your ground, politely refuse if there's no legit reason, document everything, and file a complaint if needed. Knowing your rights is your best defense against unfair treatment. If this helped, give the video a thumbs up, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more tips about your rights. Check the description for some useful links. Let's stick together and keep standing up for what's fair.
Perfectly. Say how they saw him out here with carrying him. I was trying to check his ID. He said, "You all know." What's your name? Not everybody knows, man. I don't know what's going on.
So for me to carry a gun lawfully, every cop in this town has to know me?
No, but I have to see your driver's license.
Simply carrying a gun is not reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime.
Is my commitment. Is what I
The Supreme Court's already ruled cops have no duty to protect their citizens.
No, they have. So that's our only job, man. Is to protect the citizens. Why do you think they employ us? They don't employ us not to. That's what we're supposed to do.
Apparently to harass law-abiding citizens.
Listen, if you don't have a felony, I go my own way.
It's not. You have to have a crime in order to ID me.
I don't have to have a crime. I have to have. All I have to have is to make sure I'm carrying a weapon, because I don't know you. Okay, it is illegal for a felon to. All right then. I don't know that you're a felon or not without seeing an identification and say, they come back with and tell me yay or nay. If they say no, then you go on your way. Then we have to go another route. That's how that works.
No, that's not how it works. As an auditor and then doing this 4.5 years, suspicion that I have committed a crime to ID me.
If you're carrying it open and I get a call, I get a complaint from people saying that you're out worried, they are duly worried that you might be, that you're carrying.
That's not illegal.
It is illegal.
If you're a felon. But simply carrying a gun is not a...
But how do I know that you're not a felon? I can't take you just at your word because I know that they're not felons. And 2 minutes later, we run a check and there they are. How do you know he knows you?
Because I saw him.
Gotcha.
It looked like a Carl Wilson. Yep, that's McCoy. He knows me.
That one probably knows too, you think?
Can you please tell him I'm not a felon?
That's still not, I mean, as far as you know, he doesn't know for sure.
You know the subject name.
Run him.
Yeah, run me, and I'm going to sue you. I know you think it's a joke. You think violating people's civil rights is a joke. Jesus, look at this, y'all. There comes another one. To know who I am. Takes that long to run me. Normally it's pretty instant.
All right, let's talk about something that happens way too often. Cops using intimidation to get what they want. Imagine you're walking down the street minding your business when an officer rolls up and says, "Hey, I need to see your ID." No reason, no crime, just a random demand. A lot of people panic in that moment. They think, well, it's a cop, I have to comply, but here's the truth. Unless they have reasonable suspicion that you're involved in a crime, you don't have to show them anything. This is where knowing your rights changes the whole game. The Fourth Amendment protects you from unreasonable searches and seizures, and that includes your ID. If you're not driving, not in a state with stop and identify laws, and not being detained for a real reason, you can simply say, "Am I being detained or am I free to go?" If they can't give you a legal reason for stopping you, then you can walk away. Let's look at a real example. There have been tons of First Amendment auditors who've caught this on camera, cops fishing for information, hoping you don't know your rights. In one case, a guy was filming outside a police station, completely legal. A cop approached and demanded ID, saying, "You look suspicious," but looking suspicious isn't a crime. The auditor held his ground, asked if he was being detained, and when the cop couldn't give a reason, he walked away. No ID needed, no unlawful detainment. That's why these audits matter. They expose how often officers overstep and remind people that just because a cop says something doesn't mean it's the law. If more people stood their ground and exercised their rights, law enforcement would be forced to follow the Constitution instead of making up rules on the spot. So next time you're out and about, remember, knowing your rights isn't being difficult. It's holding public officials accountable.